Hey all, I've been working on redoing some racks here, and a couple of people wanted to see what I was up to, so here we go. This is my mobile rack, and the reason that I have it configured like this is because, well, I've got one hand, and I'm not a big controller guy. I don't need a controller. I use a mouse to actually control my programs and play things. I use the mixing board just for output and all that kind of stuff. So on this rack, I've replaced the mixer with this. Is a Pioneer DDJ-S9. It's a mixer that you can't buy anymore. It's been replaced by, I think, the S11, but it's a nice piece. And for my mobile rack, I need a couple things that I don't need for my club rack. First thing I need is a wireless microphone, and I've got that kind of sort of integrated into this. I've got a pigtail coming out of here into a wireless microphone receiver right here. I'm running this wireless microphone into the auxiliary of this mixing board, which is fine because you can do that. You can run line level on a wireless mic receiver. So here's the wireless mic, and if I turn it on, as you can see, it works just fine. So this is the wireless mic. You need two mics for the mobile stuff, one for guests, one for me. Some people need three, I need two. So this mic works just fine. So that works, and I also have my wired mic. Switch right up front, there's my wired microphone. Now I can adjust the volume and stuff on this, of course, but I've got it down low, so I'm not blowing the camera microphone out. I'm standing up straight too, because everything I have is 36 inches, so I'm not bending over to do anything. I can control whatever I want to control here. I don't know, this is royalty-free stuff that I've got on here, so I'm not going to get flagged for content. But I'm running virtual DJ here, and all of these effect pads on the S9 work with virtual DJ. So yeah, real on beat there, huh? Anyway, that all works just fine. And it packs up real small. Small is what I definitely need when I'm doing mobile stuff because I don't want to carry too much weight. I can bring this wireless microphone receiver into here, and I've got all of the cabling here for my computer hardwired into this box. When I open this box, I just pull a couple of pigtails out that I've got made here, one for the wireless mic receiver, one for the computer. I pull those out, plug them in, and done. This gooseneck screws into the case, and I use the lid of the case as a little platform for my mouse. I've been running a configuration similar to this since my stroke, and it works out real well. The laptop stand for this particular system is actually built into my Pro Event table, so I'm not using this particular laptop stand. I just have it here to set everything up. And I have everything set up now, so I can tear this down and pack it up. And when I do, it packs up and looks like this. So here's my club rack. It's in a case that is 17 inches wide. The reason I need a 17-inch wide case is because I need to fit it on an X stand, and this fits on an X stand just perfect. I take the lid of this thing, flip it upside down, keep the legs from spreading out, make it nice and safe. Built-in laptop stand, it all collapses in on itself real nice. Now, how is this different than what I had before? Well, first of all, I had a DJM 250 in here that was giving me issues. So I got rid of that, and I pulled the 450 out of the mobile rack and put it in here. Then I put the S9 in the mobile rack. Now, why didn't I put the S9 in this rack? I wanted to, but I couldn't because the case I have isn't deep enough to accommodate the S9. It's wide enough, but not deep enough. I need an extra inch or two and a lot of right angle plugs to make that work. But anyway, this is very similar to what I had before, but I made a few changes. In fact, the footprint of the 450 is the same as the footprint was on the 250. But what I had to do was eliminate a laptop stand out for this thing initially. And I still had the rails in here from the old laptop stand. I got rid of those rails, and it pretty much gave me 2 extra inches inside of the case, which gave me a little more room to work for, operating a mouse like I do, and I moved the microphone over and in. It's a lot more friendly than it was before. Also got a new mic gooseneck. The mic gooseneck that I had before was actually stripped. It's the old one that I had. I threw it in my gear box. And when I was building this rack initially, I just stuck the 19-inch gooseneck I had on this system. And then I just dealt with it being stripped for a long time. This is not a stripped one. This is a brand new one I bought. Should last a good long time. I had to make a little bit wider foam pad here to accommodate the mouse. Now I gotta stress, this is just a mock-up. The computer I'm using up here is a dead 12-year-old computer or 13-year-old computer or something. This old VMS2 is not in use anymore, but it's on an X stand. And I've got an extension on the top of the X stand that allows you to put an extra keyboard up here or whatever. I'm thinking this might work well for club. Something like this as a mock-up where I have a controller here that's wider, and the X stand would have a wider stance with a wider controller on here. And then up here is where the laptop would go. And then I've got a board here because I'm thinking this could be where my mouse goes. And then I would put another gooseneck flange here for a microphone to come down at me. This is a possibility for the future. I haven't quite worked everything out, but it's something I'm thinking about. You know, it's not that I can't use a controller, it's that I don't need a controller. You understand what I'm saying? I've got one hand, I don't need two jog wheels going back and forth. But I could absolutely use a controller, and I've seen some stuff that I really do like. It might be cool to have one. So, who knows? Maybe later on this season or early next year after NAMM or something, we'll get a controller and we'll try something like this. I got to figure out how I'm going to run cables and such to make it easier for me to get in and out, but I'm thinking this might be a lighter solution than my current club rack because when I put it all together to wheel it into the club, it looks like this. But it's something that I put together with what I had laying around, and it's worked. And I do like it, and it comes in handy for a lot of things. I've used it for mobile gigs too. This is another possibility though. And you can scrim something like this X stand, make it look real nice if you want to do something, you know, a little more maybe upscale or something. You got to make it look a lot neater than you do the club. But this has possibilities. And yeah, again, just a mock-up of something that I might do in the future. So that's what I've been working on. These racks are all done. So all packed up. Here's what they are. They're ready to go. They work. They've been tested. And now I got a club gig coming up this Friday. First one in a couple weeks. I'll be consistently doing the club all this week, month, and next month, and the following month. So it's nice to have a mixer finally dedicated to the club rack. Before I was switching the mixer back and forth between the mobile and the club rack. Don't got to do that anymore. It's all just, you know, one club rack and one mobile rack. And in the meantime, yeah, we'll see what happens to come to my house via the delivery guy for a controller. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. For those of you who want to know, this is what's going on. Going out by request. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.